Hey guys, another video, another update on the M36 tank destroyer. So this is more like a side-by-side version because somebody did ask me if I could show this. Um, so I'm missing one more part. I'm still have to print. If you're wondering why they're two different colors, it's because I didn't want to use up all the material for this section and then not have enough for the front. So just for uniform uh, balance, the weight balance, because I wasn't sure if this material is going to weigh a little bit different than this one. They should be the same because it's the same material, it's different color, but I just decided to print the front out of this color, which I had, and then print the rest out of this one. But this is the as I can show you right here, this is the vehicle or the turret that I was modeling. So as you can see here, this feature, this curve feature, I'm getting it right here. This like bottom T type features right there. And then the curve in the front, it's like this side is like right there. So it's almost there, almost done. It could be converted to an RC if I put like a motor and stuff. So I have to print out the actual gun that goes here. And then I still need to print out this last section that goes here. I'm CA gluing it mainly, and then afterwards I'm going to fill in the gaps with like any epoxy or some other type of like putty or Bondo, sand it down, and then I'll put a base coat, and afterwards I'll spray it in the olive dab green that I have. It should look very similar to this vehicle here. The gun would be like this one. So a lot of stuff is I still have to probably print this, otherwise I have to find some other method of manufacturing this that I could do myself. But the easiest thing I think would be to split this in 3 sections and then probably just 3D printing this. Everything else I could probably just scratch build using wood. I've seen another guy make a 1/6 scale vehicle, and he used wood to create this like angular paneling. So I do have some other pieces like have the track that I bought. I have some of these wheel bases, so that way I don't have to print those out. I could probably print some other ones, but then I have to design them. And then somebody did ask me about how do I design stuff. Let's see if I have my flash drive in. Yeah, I do have. So the way I design things is like I go onto SolidWorks. This is a part for my airplane that I had shown in another video. Making the wheels drop farther down because at the level they're at right now, this propeller just does not give enough clearance from the ground. But just to show you how I do it, so yeah, I look at a picture, I get some references, some average geometries. In this case, I really roughed it out by using only a 1/6 scale figure as a reference to create the size of this, and then took images. So I first make the whole piece like this. So as you can see, it's like one whole part, but because it's so big, I cannot print it just in one shot. Even if I broke it into 3 parts, it's still not big. It's still too big. The only part that I was able to 3D print in one spot, one section, was actually this piece right here. That's this one. Everything else was too big for the printer, so what I had to do was then split it up, like cut this into 3 sections, cut this into 3 sections, and then cut this into 3 sections. And then afterwards, this is on the SolidWorks software. And I made duplicate files. There's another way of, you can slice it in different methods. There's you can go to here, click on the search bar, click slice. You could do that, and then you could slice this part by doing that, and then you can just click on the part and you can slice it that way and get multiple files of this one individual piece. But the other way you could do it, this is a rough way of doing it, but you could do it this way, is duplicate this file multiple times and then just start cutting. And so like in this case, so like I have this part right here, this is just a portion, and then to connect them I have holes where, like I showed you guys before, I have pegs. You can probably see one right here, and the pegs go in, and they don't, it doesn't fit 100%, and that's because the part does warp. That's due to heat transfer. As you're printing, there's I can show you right now how it works. So give me a second. So you got your printer, and you got the bed that heats up. You got your nozzle over here that heats up, and then you got your filament that's coming out. Now the filament goes into here, gets fed along this white tube into the nozzle, and as it's coming out, all this is communicated in here as well. This is actually where you get your files, and as a communication goes through and it's laying down, you know, a basic form of what you're printing, and it's building things up, your part's going to be limited to whatever size this is. So if it's huge, like mine, it's very big, you're not going to be able to print. You're probably, you know, all the way to the very edge. You're only going to print wherever this could go, or how far this could reach. Wherever that nozzle could reach, that's how far you're going to be able to print. So to be able to do that, I had to cut it into parts and then have those files, convert them into a separate file that this machine here could read, and then print it out, and then just start trying to bond them. But let's say you're walking across this, any airflow here, because the way heat transfer works is it goes from hot to cold. So if you're walking, you're bringing in a cold air. The heat that's coming from this plate is going to escape, and it's going to cause your material, instead of it sticking and being drawn to the actual bed, it starts warping. It could, and there's extreme cases when it does that. And then there's times where it doesn't do it too bad. But if it's really sensitive material, one of the things I've done at my school, is I created this just foam box, and we just put it over the printer. Sometimes if you're going to print something and you're really concerned about that, put it like this, and now you're eliminating some of that factor that could affect the heat transfer of you walking by the printer. Now, obviously, you could say, well, you shouldn't just walk by the printer, or you shouldn't put a fan near the printer. That's true. That's 100% true. But not everybody's gonna, if you're in a public or a place where there's a lot of people, and not everybody's gonna pay attention to that. You want to have something that you could use as a measure to protect your stuff. But anyways, I wanted to just show you all the progress of this tank destroyer turret. Show you guys like a side-by-side view, a little bit how I make the parts, or how I made the parts, and then and what there is still left to do. In terms of the airplane, I'm gonna get you guys back on that In another video, basically I have some optimizations I had to do, did some more further calculations, found out that my fuselage after the end of the wing needed to be extended. So I'm making some corrections there. In terms of elevator size, also making some corrections there, did some calculations for that. And I have a controller that should be in very soon. If I have it today or tomorrow, I mean, I could start trying to hook things up and tuning them down. But really, it's gonna have to wait until I really have all this fuselage done. After that, should be fine. So yeah, so I just wanted to mention that, and stay tuned for more videos, and I see you in the next one.